Hey world, it's your host Marshall. Thanks for tuning into my podcast, Run On Thoughts. Here we talk about everything and nothing because we are not afraid to be all of ourselves even as we evolve. And that's my thought for my fellow thought thinkers as we unpack our traumas, past hurts, and other BS. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hey thought thinkers, I'm back for another episode of Run On Thoughts. Before we get started, I want to stand in a place of gratitude and thank every single solitary person that has ever listened to an episode. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank those who have been on this journey with me from the very beginning. I want to thank and welcome anyone listening for the very first time. I welcome you to go to runONthoughts.com and become a thought thinker. Subscribe, share your thoughts. Become a thoughtful thinker because that is what this is all about. This is about us unpacking, unlearning, sitting with ourselves so that we can become better versions of the selves that we already are. With that, I want to start this episode. Today's episode is entitled Back to School. That's right, summer is over. And during the summer months, we were supposed to be having fun, absorbing, listening, reflecting. And I've been on hiatus because I've been reconnecting with myself. I've been doing the work that I asked you guys to do. Because sometimes when you do something all the time and you don't give yourself a break, your mind gets cloudy, and I needed to rest. I needed to fall back in love with ideas and be rejuvenated. And now that I am rejuvenated, I want to share that with you guys. I want to share that back to school. It's a reset moment where instead of just being inspired by ideas, it's time, guys, to sharpen our pencils. Crack open those notebooks and actually do the assignment that life is giving us. The point is, guys, it's time to do the work. Summer was about absorbing the light, listening, reflecting. I hope you did that because now it's time to go back to school. And this is a metaphor for applying what you have learned, practicing what you have learned, testing what you have learned. The curriculum is lessons from the podcast, right? All of the different episodes that we have had over the months, you are not their opinion. There are so many conversations that we have had, the pros and cons, the weight of the hero lies within you. There is stop chasing closure, comparison thief, right? The weight of standing still. We have talked about so many things. I have shared my life with you guys. I want you to take the meat and throw out the gristle, but we can't just listen. We can't just listen. Let me paint a picture for you that should be familiar. Your alarm clock is ringing. You got new clothes, new shoes, fresh notebooks, butterflies in your stomach because you're afraid to walk into your new classroom, but you're excited to walk into your new classroom. All of that is beautiful. Because just like kids heading back to school, we too should be sharpening and stepping back into a new season of life. And it's not about pencils. It's not about paper. It's about putting into practice the lessons we've been talking about throughout this podcast. The lessons. Summer was about soaking in the ideas. Summer was your listening. Summer was what you did when you tune in. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for listening. When you tuned in, when it resonated with you, when you learned something, when you heard something that sparked a new fire in your stomach. But growth, real growth, requires homework, daily action. I am happy to have inspired you guys, but we got to do the work. We have to do the work. I can't just inspire. We all can't just be inspired now. What does it all mean? I would not be doing my job, and I would not be what I really want for you guys. I want you guys to really have a better life. I want you guys to really get to know who you are. I want you guys to fall in love with yourself. But that doesn't happen because you listen. You have to leave the listening phase and you must apply every single solitary thing that you have learned. It's okay to have to open up your journal, open up your notebook, listen to an episode again or again. But ultimately, you're listening again for the steps. You're listening again so that you can be reminded. Each podcast episode was just a class. A class. But once you've graduated, once you're ready to go out into the world, you're going to be tested. Right? You're going to be tested. And the only way to get better at something is through an act of repetition. The only way to know if it resonated, if it stuck, is if you do it. Is if you go out into the world and you actually have to do it. You actually have to get out of the way. The lessons don't count until you show your work in real life. You can want to change. You can know that you need to change. You can desire to change. But until you test if you have changed by the act of doing the work, you won't know if you changed. Homework isn't punishment. It's practice. And practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes better. It makes better human beings. It makes us more comfortable with ideas, with situations. It makes us more comfortable with ourselves, right? Practice makes us stronger, wiser. It allows us to see further. Practice gives us a sense of empowerment. And I know that we've always been there. Doing the work might feel repetitive, but I give the advice all the time that repetition is the only way to get better at something. I often tell you guys that I am afraid of everything, but I have courage. I have the courage to keep going. I have the courage to know that if I keep going, I will get better at most things. I will get stronger. I will get wiser. I will get to the other side. And when you get to the other side, you realizing that it wasn't even that bad or that hard. You can do it. but you think it's hard because you've never done it. So many of us are afraid of things that we have never even tried. We think we can't do it. And we usually think we can't do it because we are locked in our own habits. And the reason why I don't talk about intimate relationships is because a relationship requires two people in order to work. So two people have to automatically already be doing the self work. Here, the goal is yourself. You can only change you. Do you guys know how hard it is to change other people? No, seriously. It is hard to change others. It is hard to change ourselves. So this idea of us going out into the world thinking that we can change others is crazy when most of us can barely even do the work to change ourselves. But changing yourself is the only way. Changing yourself, doing the work of change. Doing the work of change is the only way that you are going to get to the self that you desire to be. All of your bitterness and angst and misery and anxiety and some types of depression, it's because you are afraid to have a life with yourself. You are afraid to get to know yourself. And in today's lesson is not about being in the classroom. Today's lesson is about going out in the field. Because that's what critical thinking is, right? When people say that they don't have reading comprehension, the truth is that it's because they can read the words, but they don't know how to apply these words and think about these words. They haven't gone out into the world and lived these words. I want you to live what we are talking about. I want you to be your own hero in your own story. I want you to go out on the journey of life. I want you to fail. I want you to fall. I want you to see, to cry, to build, to know that you are strong. You can only do that if you are willing to fail the test, if you are willing to take the test again and take the test again and take the test again. Life is constantly giving us pop quizzes, stressful days, hard conversations, unexpected setback after unexpected setback. But these are the moments. These are the moments to see if you have studied, if you have applied what we have been talking about, or just been skimming. Have you just been skimming, just listening for enjoyment? I'm glad that you like what I am saying, but I don't say it because I want you to like it. I say it because I want you to be inspired to curate. That's the word. I told you guys that's the word for my year. Curate. I don't want you to just curate love or curate a family. I want you to curate a relationship with your motherfucking self. If you do not have a healthy relationship with yourself, I am telling you that all of the energy and the antennas that you put out into the world will also be unhealthy. You will attract an unhealthy life, unhealthy people, unhealthy work, unhealthy desires. You are the source of your light. You are the source of your light. Life is not perfect. My life is not perfect, but it's good. And it's good because I do the work. That's what I did this last 4 weeks that I haven't been with you guys. I came back last week feeling refreshed and ready. But a feeling came over me that I needed to stop and tell you guys that we all need to do the work. I don't just want to keep talking. I want to know that you guys are falling in love with yourself, that you are actually falling in love with the idea of doing the work. And how long is the work? As long as you fucking here. The journey is life. Work is part of the journey. Yes, I want you to get out and smell the roses if you like flowers, eat ice cream if you enjoy sweets, but you gotta exercise, right? You gotta take care of your body. You gotta take care of your mind. You gotta take care of your heart. You have to strengthen these muscles. You have to do the work. No, seriously, you have to do the work. And I've been there. You guys know my story. You know where I come from. You know how hard I have worked to get to where I am at. And where am I? Because when I say where I'm at, it's not a place. It's not a place. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of being comfortable in my own skin. I have deconstructed the Marshall that the world tried to create in order for me to get back to the self that I was designed to be. And that required scraping knees, scraping elbows, crying, screaming, not knowing what to do, but then recognizing that I need to sit still, sit with myself, sit with those unanswered questions, answer the questions. Excuse me, guys. Answer the questions, guys. Do you love yourself? Don't lie. Answer the question. And if the answer is no, why do you not love yourself? I didn't love myself because I was listening to all of the outside voices. I was listening to all of the people who didn't love themselves. Ain't that some shit? Most of all of the ugly things you feel about yourself, you have been told. You have been shown. I don't know why I'm coughing. I'm going to press pause. I'm back, guys. That was crazy. But I think it was a test in listening to your body. I was coughing and I didn't feel anything outside of just slight coughing. I'm not sick. I don't have allergies. But as soon as I hit pause, I went into my bathroom too, and I felt like I needed to, excuse my language, upchuck. But I've learned to listen to my body. I'm sure it was something I ate that I shouldn't have ate, because now as I'm starting to get older, my body reacts to all different types of things immediately. And I love that for myself because I know what not to eat, and I'm just hard-headed, right? Like most of us, we're hard-headed. We're hard-headed and we don't want to do the work. We don't believe that we have to do the work, but we have to do the work. We have to do the work. Any of you that is unhappy, or if you are not sure who you are or where you want to be or what you want to do, the truth is it's because you're not willing to do the work. You want to stay where you are. You want to stay basic and not basic looking, but you don't want to elevate. You don't want to be your best self. And that's not true. That feeling in your gut, those tears you cry at night, it's because you are stagnant. You are not willing to do the work to get to the next level. And usually when people are bullies or bitter and in a constant state of judgment, it's because they would rather outsource their anger and disappointment in themselves because they are unwilling to do the necessary work in order for them to be better people. Because the reason why I don't care how other people are living their lives if they are happy is because I am living my life. Yes, the world is crazy, but you can still create a bubble of joy and peace and love and wealth and honesty and integrity and other ways of good character. You can still create a space that belongs to you. You can create your magic garden. You can create your success villa. I encourage you to name your home or name your favorite place so that when you go there, you feel empowered. You feel like you want to do the work. Because that's what I want for you guys. I want you to want to do the work. I want you to want to be better. How many fucking phone conversations are we going to have with friends who just complain? And there's nothing wrong with complaining. You have to get it out. But once you get it out, now what? When people are complaining about other people, I am usually on the phone saying, so? Because ultimately you get to make a choice. You get to make a choice about what you're going to do. If you're saying someone is mean to you, yes, there may be many things that said person needs to work on. But I don't have access to that person, and you can't change that person, but you can do the work of changing yourself. You can decide that it's okay and stay in that relationship, or you can look inward. Yes, you can look inward and decide if you are going to stay. You can ask yourself, why are you accepting someone who is mean to you or abusive to you? I like to bring everything back to the self. Everything. Oh, he treats me bad. Why is that all right with you? The reason I never tell people to leave a relationship, men or women, is because I know that ultimately it's not about the partner. It's about you. It's about what you are willing to take, who you have cultivated in you to accept that which you know is not healthy. There's something wrong with you when you are accepting things that you do not like. What is your why? Why are you accepting things that you do not like? Yes, the first time that person does it, I get the venting and complaining. And I have been here. I have told you guys that I have been there when it comes to relationships. And one day I had to ask myself, if I know that this is not healthy for me, why am I still here? Ask yourself the why. That is one of the lessons that I want you to take from today. I want you to go and sit with yourself and ask, why? Why am I unhappy? Why am I accepting A, B, C, or D? Why? And the why got to come back to you. It is nobody else's fault. Remember, those of us who say our daddy got issues, we got daddy issues. I've told you, your daddy got issues. Your mommy got issues. And yes, we have issues, but their issues are not yours. Take they fucking issues out of your bag. And I'm trying not to yell and scream in this lesson today because the goal is not another lesson. The goal is that you have to take the lessons that you have already gotten and you have to apply them. You have to do the work in order to change what type of men I was attracting. I had to change who I am. I had to change what I have been cultivated to believe because what I believed did not serve what I want. Does that make sense? Sometimes you believe a truth. You believe something to be true based on what you've been told or shown, but that truth doesn't serve you. That's that feeling in your gut. That feeling in your gut is that you are experiencing cognitive dissonance, right? You know the truth. But now you're faced with the task of doing the work because that truth that you held shapes your whole identity. And who are you without that truth? Who are you without that belief? And that is the scary part. Who are you without that ism attached to you? When you go on the journey of discovery, when you go on your own hero's journey, who are you? How about the journey is who you are? You will rediscover who you are just by giving yourself permission to live. Live. Love. Get hurt. Get up. Cry. Laugh. Feel all of the feels. Pat yourself on the back when you succeed. Pat yourself on the back when you don't succeed. Figure it out. Study some more. Live some more. It's all okay. We are all humans. Well, I don't always think that I'm human, but we are all humans sharing a human experience. And even in that experience, we get to be different. We get to cultivate the life that we want. When you leave here today, I want you guys to think of one episode you listened to. What's a single takeaway you still haven't acted on yet? Write down one small step and take the fucking step. Right? And who's your accountability partner? Right? Who's in your study group, so to say? Identify a person in your life that you can share your growth goals with so that you don't do this work alone. They keep preaching individualism, but I believe in community. And as the world gets crazier and crazier, I see that it is because we have moved away from community. Now, I know how they got us to move away from community because so many of our communities were unhealthy, which is why I want you guys to learn how to curate love, curate family, because I still want you to have community, but I want it to be the community that you have chosen for yourself. But in order to do that, you have to do the what? You have to do the work. You have to answer the questions. Right? I want you guys, when you do this work, I want you to feel free to DM me on Instagram or TikTok or email me. Yes, email me at think@runONthoughts.com or runONThoughtsPodcast@gmail.com with your answers. Maybe I'll feature a few on the next episode, right? I want you guys to be better. I want us all to be better. I know that we are burnt out. I know that we are running on the rat wheel of life because everything is out of whack. The prices are high. School is expensive. Everything feels like we're being squished together like a compacted car. I know. I understand all of that. But even because of all of that, it is even more important that you indulge in the self-work. Because if you are not strong, to go up against this motherfucking world, it will crush you. It will take you to the garage. It will take you to the chop shop and pick your motherfucking ass apart. I want you to live in your authentic life. I want to know what you are doing. I know we have these quiet conversations because I don't want to judge, and I know you guys don't want to be judged, but I know you are listening. And I want you to know that I believe in you, that I believe that you can, that I believe that you will. But more importantly than what I believe, I want you to believe. I want you to believe that you can. I want you to believe and know that you will. I want you to create mantras that hold you accountable. I want you to understand that you are the source, that you are connected to whatever it is, and you already have and yield the power within. It is, therefore it is. That's it. You are worthy because of nothing, just because. You deserve because. You are loved because you are willing to live in your truth. I'm tired of talking to you guys. Bye.